Hello? Hello? Can anybody hear me now? Hi guys, how are you? We're gonna make some haikus today about an unusual topic. I hope you guys are ready. I hope I have students this class. I don't have many students yet. How is everybody today? You can tell me in the chat box if you're too shy to enter with video. Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
I can't hear you.
Hi?
Can't hear you. Try in the top right, there's a button, and it should be a microphone. If it's red, click it. That might unmute you.
Do you hear me now?
Or you can try the settings. In the top right, there's a button that's called Settings. Okay. You can adjust your microphone settings.
Do you hear me now?
Hello?
Hello, teacher.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, can you hear me? Teacher, can you hear me? Hello, teacher.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Here we go. So where's teacher?
I think she's here.
Yeah, she's coming.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. So glad that that worked out. Okay. How is everybody?
Good.
Awesome. Let's do some introductions quickly, and then we'll start class. My name is Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and I've been a teacher for a couple years now. Not with Verbling. I've been with Verbling maybe 2 or 3 months, and I love it so far. So let me hear about you guys. Laura, can you introduce yourself? Tell us who you are, where you're from.
Okay. Hello, I'm Laura. I'm from Argentina. I live in Buenos Aires and I am studying to be an English teacher.
Cool. Very interesting. Nice to meet you, Laura.
Thank you.
Nicholas, would you like to go next?
Okay. I am Nicolas. I am from Argentina. I live in Córdoba. And I have been using Berlin for 2 months, I think, and I like this. It's very good.
Awesome. That's great. How about Koji? Am I saying your name right?
Yes. Hello, teacher. Hello, everyone.
Hi. Nice to meet
Hi.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Introduce yourself for us.
Yes, my name is Koji. I'm from Japan. My job is Air Force officer. I live in Fukuoka Prefecture in Japan. My hobby is surfing.
What's your hobby?
Surfing.
Surfing?
Yes.
Awesome. That's really cool. Is there good surfing in Japan?
Yes. Many wave.
Great.
Japan.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Philippe, would you like to go next?
Sorry, this was something.
Philippe, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, sure. My name is Felipe in Brazil. This is like my first time here, and I'm trying to understand how it works here. So it seems to be very cool. And I'm 24 years old. I study university in my hobbies. I don't know my hobbies. I like to play guitar and make songs, and that's it I can say.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you, and if you need any help, just let me know. So this is your first class?
Yes, this is my first class here.
Awesome. Welcome.
And there's that.
Okay. Shaden?
Yes, hello.
Hi, nice to meet you. Would you introduce yourself to the class?
Nice to meet you too. Hello, I am Shadi Mohammed from Yemen. I'm native Arabic. I study literature English. That's the reason for I have to learn English very well. My hobby is reading books, and this is the first time for me in this website.
Cool, welcome. We have a couple
Thank you.
first-timers this class. All right, Veronica. Will you go next?
Hi, my name is Veronica. I am from Ecuador. This is my second time here in Berlin. I am a little lost because I was in your last class, but you weren't here. Nice
There
to
were
meet
some technical difficulties.
you. Okay.
Nice to meet you, Veronica. Sorry about the last class.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Victor, will you introduce yourself for us? You were in the last class too, right?
No, I tried to get in, but couldn't go in.
Yeah, it
Well,
didn't quite work.
well, nice to meet you guys. It's Victor from Mexico. I like reading, jogging, working, studying. I study English because I really like it, and as a backup career, could be.
Definitely. Cool, well, we're glad to have you. How about, who's next? Rimas, will you go next? Okay, he looks like he dropped out. Yusuf, how about you? Will you introduce yourself to the rest of the class?
Yeah, sure. My name is Yusuf. I'm from Yemen and I'm a computer engineer. and I have been using Verping for almost 5 months, I guess.
Awesome. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Way to go. All right, guys. So to start class off, I thought we would do a little hangman. Do you know what hangman is?
Yes, I do, and I love it.
All right. So it's a game, and I've put a phrase, an English phrase, on the board. You guys have to guess letters until you guess what the phrase is. So I'm going to ask you each to guess letters. I'm going to start with Koji. Can you guys see it okay?
Oh, sorry, I don't understand.
So you guys have to guess letters. Can you see the phrase? Hold on. So I have put a phrase, like blanks, on the board. You have to guess letters until you've filled in all the blanks with letters. And in the end, it's a phrase.
How many letters should be there?
We have 5 in the first word, 2 in the second word, and 4 in the third word.
Okay.
It's a sentence.
It's not a sentence. It's just a phrase.
It's a phrase.
It's an expression in English. And it has to do with food. So, Koji, will you guess a letter? This is easy. You get to guess the very first one.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Yes.
Guess a letter of the alphabet.
Yes.
So guess a letter. That means give me a letter of the alphabet. A, B, C, any letter. How about we'll start on the other side and we'll get to you at the end. So let's start with Yusuf. Will you guess a letter?
Yeah.
Yusuf?
I'll go to with I.
I. Yeah, we have one I. One I. Thank you, Yusuf. Victor, guess a letter.
C.
Yeah, 2 C's. Thank you. How about... Oh, did I skip someone? Veronica, guess a letter.
A.
Yep, 1A. You guys are doing well. Shaden, will you give another letter?
F.
F, as in frog?
Yeah.
Okay, we have 1 F. Nobody's wrong so far. You're on a good streak. Philippe, guess a letter. I'm sorry, what? What did you say, Philippe? O? Yeah, 1 O. Thank you. Nicholas, guess a letter.
Yes, P.
V?
No, P.
P. Okay. You guys are doing so well. I can't believe it. No one's wrong yet. So we have 1 P. Laura, guess a letter.
Is it piece of cake?
Yeah, it's a piece of cake. You guys are
Yeah.
so good. I can't believe you
Come
got
on,
it.
Yusuf. I thought about it.
Yeah.
So, piece of cake. Here, I'll write it out for you guys. I can't believe you got it without getting one mistake. I need to come up with more difficult exercises. So, what does piece of cake mean? Does anybody know the phrase?
Easy. Something
easy.
Yeah, something easy. So this exercise was a piece of cake. All right, now that we're warmed up, do you guys have the link that was attached to the class? I will send it to you guys. Everyone open the link that was attached to class. I'm going to put it in the Verbling chat box. Everyone see it?
Yes. Can you meet Johan? I don't know, there is a lot of noise.
What?
There is a background noises. I don't know.
Oh, it's not me. It sounds like maybe it's John, or...
It's from John.
Yeah, it's John.
Hello,
Hi, John. How are you?
I am fine.
Where are you from?
Colombia.
Where?
Colombia. I'm from Colombia.
Very cool. Glad to have you in class. Would you do me a favor? While you're not speaking, would you mute yourself because we're getting some background noise from your feed?
Okay.
Thanks, John. Okay, so everyone have the haiku page open?
Yes.
So we're going to read through this article, and then we're going to make some haikus and talk a little bit about Mars. So what is a haiku? Does everyone know a haiku already?
No.
Okay, then we will learn. First, we're going to read the article. So it's called Send Your Haikus to Mars. NASA Seeks Poets. And then they have a beautiful picture of Mars, also called the Red Planet. And it's NASA's Hubble Space Telescope took this close-up of the red planet Mars in 2008, or 2007, sorry, when it was just 55 million miles away. Galactic poet, here's how to become famous. Send your work to Mars. So I'm going to ask Yusuf, will you read the first paragraph of this article? Where it says NASA is raising awareness.
Can you skip me for a second?
Yeah, that's fine. Victor, will you read that paragraph for us? Are you with us, Victor?
Yeah, I can read it. NASA is raising awareness for its upcoming launch of the Mars atmosphere and volatile evolution spacecraft. With its Going to Mars project, the Maven spacecraft is scheduled for launch this November to study the red planet's upper atmosphere. The craft will examine why Mars lost its atmosphere and how that catastrophe affect the history of water there.
Okay, so they're sending a spacecraft to Mars. Any vocabulary questions from this section? What about catastrophe? What's catastrophe?
It's a disaster.
What?
A disaster.
Yes, a disaster. How about
What's super?
super?
Super.
Upper?
Upper.
What is upper? Does anybody know?
Oh yeah, correct.
Oh, okay. Now you understand?
Yeah, the comparative of up.
Yes,
Sure.
exactly. Any other vocabulary questions? How about launch? Does everybody know launch? The upcoming launch of the Mars Atmosphere and Volatile Evolution spacecraft? What does launch mean?
Launch to start something.
Yeah, it could be to start something, or it could also be to throw something.
I got a question.
Yes.
If you say launch, what's common? You're as native to say launch or take off or lift or something similar.
Well, I would say launch is a more scientific term. It's the more proper term. It's more formal. Takeoff is more an expression that's used casually. So scientists will always say launch. But it's maybe more common in casual speech to say takeoff.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. So next paragraph. Can you read it, Veronica?
Okay, sorry.
Thanks.
Teacher, sorry. I was trying to understand the first paragraph. I understand, but could you help me with NASA is racing the first phrase? I don't understand so much. What is trying to say?
Raising awareness.
Yes.
So raising is like hiring or bringing up. Awareness. Do you know what awareness is?
Realize?
Yeah, like consciousness or attention. So they're trying to bring attention to their new project.
Okay.
To make it more popular.
Okay, thanks. I will read the next paragraph. Okay?
Yes, please.
That to liven things up, the mission managers have invited the public to literary messages that could be took into it that will go with the craft. 3 lucky poets will get a chance to include their haiku, specifically written for their and everybody something will have their name included on the DVD.
Awesome, thank you. Any vocabulary questions from this section?
Haiku.
Haiku? Haiku is a type of poetry, and we'll talk more about that after we're finished with this short article. But it's a type of poetry. Any other vocabulary questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Liven things up.
Liven things up. It's a phrasal verb, and it means to make things more exciting. So to liven up a party, you might turn on music and bring out food, and it makes things more exciting, more popular. Any other vocabulary questions? Tucked? Is that the word? Tucked?
Tucks.
Tucked is like when you fold something inside. So in an envelope, you tuck a piece of paper. You fit it in a tight space and then fold it closed. So you can tuck a letter in an envelope, or you can tuck yourself in a blanket. So you put yourself in a small space and then you cover yourself up. Okay, can we move on to the next paragraph? Shaden, will you read the next paragraph for us?
Yes. Okay. The Going to Mars campaign offers people worldwide a way to make a personal connection to space exploration, and science in general, and share in our excitement about the Maven mission, said Stephen Renfro, lead for the Maven Education and Public Outreach Program at University of Colorado Boulder's Laboratory for Atmosphere and Space Physics.
Thank you, that was perfect. Next paragraph, let's have Philippe. Will you read the next paragraph? I'm sorry, I can't hear you too well, Philippe. Can you turn on up your microphone? I can hear you, just not very well. A little. Go ahead and read, it's okay.
No, you can pass to someone else.
Okay. Sandro, do you know where we are?
Can you help me?
Yes, of course. Do you have the page open, or do you need it?
I opened the link.
Uh-huh. I'm going to put it in the verb. Okay. We both did it. Do you see the article?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to read...
Where is the paragraph?
The Going to Mars... Oh, no, we already read that. NASA says the rules are simple.
Okay. NASA says the rules are simple. Everybody on planet Earth is welcome to participate. You don't have to be 18 years old to create a login email profile, and children are encouraged to ask parents and teachers for help. All Haiku must be in English.
Thank you very much. Next paragraph, Oliver, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here, but where is the article?
It's, well, I'll put it in the chat box again. It's in the chat box. Just click on that link that I just sent.
In the blue one?
Yeah.
The blue chat box?
What?
It's in the...
Sorry, your voice is cutting out. I can't hear you very well. Can you repeat that?
I think that maybe the chat box, it doesn't work fine for me.
Oh, well. So you don't see the link?
No, I can see anything in
Okay, well,
the chat box.
we'll skip
Can you
you.
write? Okay, yeah, no problem.
We'll skip you, okay? Sorry about that. Nicholas, will you read that paragraph?
Yeah.
Okay. The submission deadline is July 1st and starting July 15th. The public will vote on the 3 winning poems to travel on the Spacecraft DVD. The winners will be announced August 8th. The poems will be accompanied on a mailing by some students at work. selected by popular vote in a separate contest.
Thank you very much. And last paragraph. John, will you read it for us?
Okay. Want to play Newcastle short? David Macklin has all obligingly dependent on the get you started. That's it.
Continue till the end.
Mars, your planet red. No life, just craters and ice. Dark, dark, dark goose. Contribute yours in the comment below.
Okay, so basically, I thought today we would talk about haikus and make some haikus to submit to be put on Mars. I'm very excited about it. I hope you guys are too. So, what is a haiku? Does anybody know?
It's a poem that you write and it will be put in Mars.
Yeah, it's a short poem, and an example is this poem in the article. Mars, you red planet, no life, just craters and ice, dark, 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 dark goose.
Why it's called haiku? I mean, there's any specific reason, or it's just a new phrase?
It's actually a Japanese form of poetry, and haiku is a Japanese word. So originally it was a Japanese style, and then other people took it, and now we use it in English, but it's still called by the Japanese name. So that's why it's called haiku. Anybody know how to make a haiku poem? It's very, very simple.
Can I ask, is there a difference between the normal poem and the haiku poem?
Yes, I will explain that right now. So a haiku always has 3 lines, and the first line has 5 syllables, the second line has 7 syllables, and the last line has 5 syllables. So if we look at the poem that's in the article, we have Mars, you, planet red. No life, just craters and ice. Dark, 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 dark goose. So 5, 7, 5. That's how you make a haiku poem. So it's very, very easy, and I think that they're fun because they're short, simple, and pretty easy to make. But
Is it has to be about Mars? Or
it does, well, I think it has to be about Mars because it's being sent to Mars. Now, if you want to make a haiku in class that is not about Mars, that's fine. But I thought it would be fun if we sent some of our haikus to the contest.
It can be longer, just 3 lines.
Just 3 lines. So let's make one together. So we're going to make a haiku poem about Mars. We need 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. Does anyone have any ideas to start the poem? A line that has 5 syllables? How about, let's get some more information about Mars. Maybe you guys don't know where to start because Mars is a kind of a crazy far-off planet, right? I have some facts about Mars if you guys want to read through them for inspiration. I'm putting the link in the chat boxes. What? Sorry, I can't hear you very well. either speak a little louder or maybe write me in the chat box.
Is it really necessary to have like 5 syllables?
Well, poetry is art, so you don't have to put 5 syllables in it, but a haiku poem is specifically 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. So if you want to make a poem that's a haiku, then it does have to have 5, 7, 5. But if you just want to make any poem, then it doesn't have to have 5 syllables.
Okay, can I make a try?
Yeah, try. Go for it.
Okay, Mars, how far you are. The first sentence.
Perfect. So, Mars, how far you are. That's our first line. Mars, how far you are. 5 syllables. Now we need a next line, 7 syllables. Can anyone come up with a line that has 7 syllables describing Mars? I'll give you Oh yeah, you have one?
Yeah, but I don't know how many syllables I have.
Well, try it and then we'll help you. So if it's not the right number of syllables.
I posted in the chat.
Oh, beautiful red dress?
Mm-hmm.
That's 5 syllables. So that could be our last one. So we have Mars, how far you are. And then we need a 7-syllable line. And then beautiful red dress. So how can we connect those 2 lines? So we have our first line and our last line. Now all we need is the middle line. We could make it something about a woman, like making Mars into a beautiful woman, wearing a beautiful red dress.
Yeah, the kind of.
So Victor has a suggestion. I'd stare you before, which has, let's see, I'd stare you before. That's 5 syllables, but it's not exactly a correct sentence. Can anyone correct his mistake there? So in order to use the verb stare, we have to have at, stare at. Because if you're going to add an object, you have to use the preposition at. So stare at a wall, stare at a person.
Forever, is it 1 syllables or 2 syllables?
Is what?
Forever.
Forever. That's 3 syllables. I'd stare at you forever. That works. I'd stare at you forever. Green monsters you will find over there. 9 syllables. It's a little bit long, but it's a good line.
We can make the Mars as a woman and the other planets as a men who try to talk to her or something.
I really like the poem that we're making, though. Mars, how far you are. Beautiful red dress. And I'd stare at you forever. So our poem, one of our poems could be, here I'll write it in the chat box for everyone. Mars, how far you are. I'd stare and beautiful red dress. If I could just reach you. So, Laura, you wrote, if just I could reach you. But we need to flip the order of that so that you say, if I could just reach you. to sound more natural. So if I could just reach you, that's 6. You either need to cut one off and make it a 5-syllable, or add another one on to make it a 7-syllable. I will see you forever. That's 7, that works. Perfect. So let's practice counting syllables to make this exercise a little bit easier. How about, I'm going to give you guys a word, and you guys tell me how many syllables it has. Birthday. How many syllables?
2.
Yeah.
3 syllables.
2 syllables, actually. Just birthday. 2 syllables. How about marker?
2.
2 syllables.
2 syllables. Strong.
1.
1 syllable.
1 syllable. Anniversary.
4 syllables.
Anniversary. 5 syllables. That's one whole haiku line. So it's not so hard. I think takes a little practice, but you got it already. Okay, so we can either do more poems, or if you want, we can read a little more about Mars, because I have a cool link that I just sent you guys, and it's got some interesting information about Mars. Would you guys like to read about Mars or make more haiku poems? It's up to you.
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to put the link in the box again. There you go. And does everyone see it? Everyone have it open? So here we have 10 interesting facts about Mars. I'm going to read the first one, and then I'm going to ask each of you to read one. So, Mars is the 4th planet from the Sun. Mars orbits the Sun at an average distance of 141 million miles, approximately 1.5 AU. And AU is astronomical units, just for your information. Taking 686.93 Earth days, or 1.8807 Earth years, to complete a revolution. So, it's a little bit farther from the Sun than Earth, but pretty close still. Number 2, I'm going to start on the right. Yusuf, you have to read this time. Can you read the second fact for us?
Do I have to?
You must.
Okay, Mars is the 7th largest planet. At about the half diameter of Earth, about 4,212 miles, with 1/10 Earth mass. Mars gravity is about 1/3 of that of Earth. The density of Mars is about 30% less than that of Earth. 3.94. I don't know how to read that.
Yeah, that's okay. It's 3.94 grams per centimeter to the 3rd power.
3.94 grams centimeter versus 5.52 gram per centimeter. Its core is probably similar to Earth's, mostly iron, with a small amount of nickel, but spacecraft mapping of its gravity field seems indicate that its iron-rich core and mantle are a similar partition of its volume than on Earth. Also, it is similar magnetic field than Earth, indicate a solid rather than liquid core.
Awesome. Thank you
That
very
was
much. There are some interesting vocabulary words in here. Some of them might be obvious. What is a diameter? Anybody know what a diameter is?
Long.
It's the distance in a circle from one side to the other. So,
it which cut the circle to two halves.
what?
Cut the circle in two equal parts.
Exactly. So, I drew a little picture for just this for the sake of clarity. This is a diameter. So that measurement is the diameter. How about mass? What is mass?
Mass. I know, but I don't know how to say that in English.
Anybody know?
A lot of you with the mix or something. A lot of you together is a mass.
Yeah, kind of. The mass, every object has mass. So anything that has weight and takes up space is mass. And mass is the amount of weight and space it takes up. So something like gold has a lot of mass because it's very heavy, but it doesn't take up very much space.
Diamond.
Diamonds also. What about feathers? Does that have a lot of mass or not very much mass? Feathers? The stuff on birds, the skin they have?
Oh,
like,
yeah, no, it doesn't have that much mass.
Not much mass, no. Okay, more vocabulary. How about core? What's the core of something? They talk about the core and the mantle.
The center.
Yeah, the core is the center. What's the mantle? The mantle?
The outside?
Yeah, it's the outside. It's the top layer. So that's a term that's specifically related to planets. All planets have a core and a mantle. The core is the very inside center part, and the mantle is the layer outside of the core. And the crust is the layer on the very outside. So I'll draw a little picture of this too. Okay, so we have the core on the inside, the mantle outside the core, and the very last layer is the crust. Okay, let's get some more facts in. Any other vocabulary questions from that number?
Spacecraft.
What is a spacecraft? Does anybody know?
A drone for space.
It's like a car who drives on the ground.
Is it like mad?
It's any machine that goes into space. Anything we humans send into space, it's like a man-made object, is a spacecraft. Okay, number 3. Victor, will you read number 3 for us? Wait, did you already read?
The last article.
Oh, okay. Well then, will you read number 3?
Mars is a small rocky body, like the other terrestrial planets Mercury, Venus, and Earth. surface is being changed by volcanism, impacts from other bodies, movement of its crust, and atmospheric effects such as dust storms.
What is volcanism?
The
Volcanoes.
Yeah, from volcanoes. Any other vocabulary questions from that one? Awesome. Number 4. Let's have Victor or Veronica. Will you read number 4?
Yes. Number 4. Mars' surface is closest to that of Earth of any of the planets. Still, it would still be a very harsh place to live with temperature extremes between minus 225 and plus 60 degrees Fahrenheit with an average of minus 67 degrees.
Thank you. That was a hard one. Shaden, will you read the next one, number 5?
Mars may be the best hope for finding life away from Earth. Mars has a very thin atmosphere made up mostly of thin amounts of carbon dioxide and 95.3% plus nitrogen 2.7%, argon 1.6%, and trace of oxygen 0.15%, and water 0.03%. Also, water has been found to exist in liquid form on the planet.
Thank you. Remus, will you read the next one, number 6?
Okay. Mars has inspired with flights of imagination over the centuries. Italian astronomer Giovanni Schiaparelli observed Mars during the opposition of 1877, making note of what he called canali or channels. This was misinterpreted to mean canals, which many chose to indicate intelligent life. In 1939, Orson Welles' radio theater company performed a production based on H. G. Wells' book War of the Worlds, and caused a panic in many people who did not realize the event was merely a play.
Okay, vocabulary questions from any of the last sections we read? Nope? Huh?
Canals?
I'm sorry, what?
Canals.
Canals?
Yeah, canals.
Canals are a man-made place for water to flow. A channel is a natural occurring thing.
It's a waterway.
What?
Waterway.
A waterway, exactly. Both involve water, but one is man-made and one is not. So in Venice, does everyone know about Venice in Italy?
Yes.
Those are canals because they're man-made. So men built buildings, and between the buildings there's water. So because it's man-made, it's called a canal. A channel is natural. Any other vocabulary questions? We have time for maybe one more fact. Number 7. Nicholas, would you like to read that one?
Okay. Mars has two tiny satellites which orbit very close to the surface. Phobos, at a distance of 9,000 kilometers, has a radius of 11 kilometers and a mass of 1, it is difficult, kilograms.
Yeah, that one's strange. Don't worry about that one. Just
It
continue.
was discovered by American astronomer Asa Cole in 1877, and the U.S. Naval Observatory in Washington, D.C. The most distance at the distance of 23 has a radius of 6 kilometers and a mass. It was discovered by American astronomer Asa Cole in 1877 at the U.S. Naval Observatory in Washington, D.C.
Okay, thank you. So we have to end class now because it's about time and I have another class in just 1 minute. But you guys should continue to write these poems, and you can either submit them yourself if you want to make an account, or if you don't want to make an account, you can submit them to me. I'm going to give you my Facebook so that you guys can give me your poems. And then I can submit them for you. So I put my name. Does everyone see it? That's my Facebook. If anyone wants to friend me, you're welcome to. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have about English. And I hope you guys write some haikus for me.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you guys. I'm doing another class right now, so if you want to join that one, I'd be happy to have you again. See you another time. Bye.
Bye, Michaela.